So she kind of has a little side part. God, that doesn't really look, it doesn't do anything for me. Okay, so we're gonna change this up. This is all trial and error. I did not plan this. Yeah. Alright, so that looks a little bit better. We're just gonna do it to this side. Alright, I think that is the best we're gonna get today. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime my face. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. And this stuff is so extremely amazing. Look flawless. We're going for the Bratz look today, so you guys already know that is a pretty flawless look. I think we're going to do the eyebrows and the eyes first, just in case we have any fallout. So I'm going to fill in my eyebrows with the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro. So she's got pretty dark eyebrows, so I'm going to go with a darker color. And she's kind of got a little curve to the beginning of her eyebrow. I'm going to try to do that a little, but not too much, because again, this is supposed to be a wearable look. She's kind of got that little pointier side on the top part, so I'm just gonna slightly try to recreate it. And if this part doesn't look good, then don't worry. We're gonna be using some concealer to kind of clean this up and kind of perfect the eyebrow. So yeah, don't stress about this part too much. She is like a cartoon character. It's okay to make things a little bit more bold and a little bit more defined. Now we're gonna conceal, and I'm just going to take a little flat brush like this and some concealer. I'm using the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer because it's very full coverage, and that is exactly the look we are going for today. So I'm just taking a little bit at the tip of my brush. Just remember, use very small amounts of concealer when you are doing your eyebrows, because if you use too much, you can easily mess it up. It's a trial and error thing. I still do it sometimes when I get carried away. So I'm just going to kind of start shaping my eyebrows to look like hers. So now we're going to prime our eyes, and I'm going to be using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in Eden. I have not used this in so long, and this is not super old, but the lid, or the little clear piece, fell off. Gotta be careful. But yeah, so I'm just using this, and this is such a throwback product, but it's so good, I swear. But I'm just kind of using this because, honestly, I have not used this in a long time, and I feel like I should before it expires. Now we're going to start stepping into the blues, which I'm super excited about because I love using blue eyeshadows, and I have not used blue in a while. I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette by House of Lashes / Sephora. Super cute packaging. I basically bought it for the packaging. but the eyeshadow does work really well. I'm just gonna be taking a light blue. I'm just gonna be kind of working down this right here. Just kind of working this into my crease, and it's really not gonna do much, but I just really like using transition shades. I just think that it helps so much. It just really ensures that the eyeshadow is going to blend nicer, and it just makes my life a lot easier. Put this onto my crease and a little bit above, and I'm kind of doing it in a more cat-shaped look, so I'm kind of just doing it like following this motion, like that. This side I got a little crazy, but that's fine, that's okay. So I'm taking the NYX blue and I am applying this to the same areas. I'm applying this to my outer V just a bit, just because I like that dimension. If you don't feel like you need that dimension on the outer part of your eye, you can totally skip it and just do the crease. Going to the next shade darker after that, focusing this on the tighter part of my crease and my outer V. I'm just gonna kind of blend it in. I'm using this brush right here. It is stained, it doesn't have any color on it, so don't worry. But yeah, I'm just going through and making sure that all the edges are blended out. I'm not too worried about the inside eyelid part, just because we are going to be using some concealer over that. I feel like the lighting makes it look really weird on camera, but I swear it looks okay. It's good. Alright, so now I'm going to be using that concealer. Thanks, it's yours. It's hard for me to talk when I'm doing something a little serious. So I am just taking a small little brush like this. You can take a small flat brush, but I cannot find mine right now, so I'm just using this just because I know I can get a really precise line with it. So I'm using this and just creating a little line like that, just kind of cutting my crease, and then I'll go through with another brush to apply the concealer onto my eyelid, but I'm doing this first just to make sure I get a really smooth crease. So I'm only doing 2/3 of my eye, and I'm just going to be using a white eyeshadow. I'm using this one from the palette right here, and I'm just gonna go right over that just to kind of set the concealer in place. I kind of did use a lot of concealer, so it's kind of wet still. Be using that the last blue that I used, and I'm just gonna kind of use this to re-darken up the outside of my eye, and I'm also going to be blending that into where I put that concealer and eyeshadow, just because we want that to have a nice blended look. I'm gonna go in with that same flat brush, just kind of, you can use your hand and wipe off whatever color you have left on there, and I'm just going to be using that pale blue color, and I'm going to apply this to my eyelid where I put that concealer. If you get a little messy, then that's totally fine. Just take your brush and kind of just blend it in. So I'm going to be putting on some eyeliner, and we are going to be doing a pretty high wing just because her eyes are very slanted. Something like that. For my foundation today, I'm going to be using the Loreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It's a really good foundation for character looks because you're really going to get that full coverage look and get that super charactery look. Don't forget to blend this down your neck. That is super, super important. You guys, I'm super excited. The eyeliner actually looks really, really good. Like, I cannot pull off super big lips. I just can't. And as much as I want lip injections, I don't think I can ever do it. It's actually pretty fair, but because I want this look to be a little bit more wearable, I'm getting a slightly lighter shade than my natural skin tone. Taking that concealer and just applying this right underneath my eyes. Just in the middle like that, and we'll do a little here. Put a little bit of concealer there and right there, and I'm going to be taking a flatter brush, and I'm just going to kind of do what we did for our eyebrows. I'm just going to kind of cut my liner just to kind of cut the liner and the eyeshadow just to give a sharper look, just like that. Using the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot powder, and I'm just applying this where I will crease and the areas that are a little more oily. So around my nose, underneath my eyes, and my T-zone, and a little just around my mouth like that. Now I'm going to bronze my face. Now this part is kind of important because they really don't have super contoured looks. Stick to bronzing. I'm using the ColourPop bronzer. You guys have probably seen me bronze my face a million times in my videos, so I'm just following that same routine, just kind of putting it kind of where my contour is, but a little higher up. This is just gonna give me a little bit of color. Don't forget to blend a little down your neck, your jawline / neck, and your forehead. Like, she's really not wearing bronzer, but we're doing it. So I'm going to put a little bit of blush on. I'm using this blush by Model Co. and it's in the color Peach Bellini. Notice that their blush I feel is a little bit lower. So I'm not going to bring it up as high as I usually do. Just like that. I'm going to contour my nose. They have super tiny little button noses, so I'm just going to try to recreate that today. So I'm just taking this tiny little brush like this, and I'm going to be using that same bronzer that I used on my entire face. Starting off with kind of doing a little angle like this. It's really hard for me to explain. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at explaining. Immediately that picks up my nose, so that's what that does. You can see it. My nose looks really wide because of that, so we are going to, you know what, I'm gonna grab a smaller brush actually. I grabbed one that's a little bit skinnier. Going right over that. And I'm basically making an upside down triangle on my nose, like that. And instantly it looks like I've got a little button nose. Don't worry, we are going to be blending this in, but first I just kind of want to make the outline of what my nose is going to look like. I'm going to draw my lines closer together because I want my nose to look more slim. So I'm just taking a fluffier brush and using this to blend in everything. I'm actually going to apply a lighter down the bridge of my nose. I'm using the Ofra in Rodeo Drive, and I'm just going to be using my finger for this. But I am going to finish off doing my base makeup by just throwing on some of that highlight to the cheekbones. I'm going to be taking that second dark blue color right here, and I'm just going to apply under my eye like this. I'm not going to bring it in completely to the corner. But like 2/3. Like so. And then take a brush and make sure that you blend that out. I'm going to be taking an even smaller brush, and it's like a flatter, fluffier brush. I don't know how to describe it, but I am going to be taking this deeper blue now, and I'm going to apply it even closer to underneath my eyes. and we're gonna connect it to the wing. Alright, not terrible, not terrible. Just keep it really thin if you struggle with this too. I just threw on some mascara. Sorry, Henry's in here. I just threw on some mascara. This is the Lash Paradise mascara. Oh my god, I'm just reading this now. I accidentally grabbed the waterproof one. This makes so much more sense. I bought this and for some reason it was just not coming off. It was impossible to get off. So that totally makes sense. I didn't even think to check because I swore I didn't buy the waterproof one. So I'm just saying, I'm an idiot. Just like a dab. I do think I'm just gonna go a little extra and I'm gonna do some fake bottom lashes just for the fun of it, just because fuck it, you know, like why not? Alright you guys, so this is the completed look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I had recording it. It was honestly so much fun. It's Sunday night and I'm not even going anywhere, but it's fine. We're fine because we are cute, we are all jaded up, and life's good. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys all in my next video.